Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today for my September update for my hashtag team Project Pan 2020. So this is my year-long rolling project pan where I pretty much take a full face of makeup and some hair and skincare products and try to use up as many products as I can in a year. And when I use up a certain product of one category, I roll in a new one. So we always sort of keep progress happening. So next month is the quarterly refresh, which is essentially the time where I can take out items that I'm not really using and swap them out for things that I might possibly use. So I do want to use up as many products as possible by that point. But this check-in, even though it's been a tough one and a late one, usually I like to do these videos right at the start of the month, but we're approaching mid-month. I'll talk about that in a second. But I do have some products that I've used up, which is really great because I wasn't expecting to. If you're not familiar, I'm in Melbourne in Australia and we've been in lockdown now for, I think this is the 10th week and we've got 2 more weeks that has been at least confirmed. So pretty much, I don't want to say hard lockdown, but it's pretty hard lockdown. We can only leave the house for 4 reasons. So most people are stuck inside. Also, if we leave the house, we have to wear a mask. It's illegal not to wear a mask. So yeah, when I did my last quarterly refresh, I put in things like a new lipstick and a this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that with the idea that I'll be leaving the house more than I actually am. Well, I haven't been ever since, I think the week after I did that Project Pan update, we went into lockdown and we've been in lockdown ever since. So yeah, it's been quite hard to use up products because I just am not wearing much. The only times I really wear makeup are when I'm filming, which is pretty much once a week. And what I have started doing in the last week or so is I've got a tub, and what I do is I put some brushes and some products in there as well as my Project Pan products. And when my baby's having a nap, I sometimes sit down with a coffee just on my couch and do a quick face and makeup. So I am starting to see a little bit of progress eking in very, very slowly, but it is quite hard under these current circumstances, which is why I'm filming this sort of a week late, because I thought there are some things that I really want to use up or get some more progress on before I do this video. Yesterday I used up an eyeshadow, so I thought, look, that is enough. Let's film the video. So what I'm going to do is talk about the products I've used up. I'm going to talk about the products that I'm replacing those products with, and then I'll go into products that I've made some progress on and products that I just have not touched and why. All right, I used up my perfume. So this is my Midnight Fantasy Britney Spears perfume that's been in my Project Pan since January. Now I did use this up. It was right down the bottom when I pretty much did my last check-in. There was only a little bit left and I think I had about a week left to go until I used it up. So that is completely done. I have pretty much finished all the bottles of perfume that I want to use. Every perfume that I now currently have out are ones that I want in my collection and I sort of want to savor. Or I've got a couple, like one sort of ornamental and one is sort of a really spicy scent that's hard for me to use, so I'm not going to put those in my Project Pan. So I'm pretty happy with my perfume collection. I do have a few sort of samples and mini perfumes kicking around. I should really try to find them and put them in one spot so they're easier to find so I can work through those. I did come across this one here. So this one's by Klein's, which is a perfume store here in Melbourne. This is sort of their in-house brand. And this is a perfume oil. It's in French vanilla and I've barely touched this. I bought this a little while ago and it's right, I don't know if you can see, it's right up to the top. So it's sort of like this yellowy color, the oil, and it's right up to the top. So it's not even any point marking the starting point because I'd be marking right under the lid. Now this is a funny one because this is one of those products that I smell and I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. But when I put it on, it's sort of like too heavy for what I like. It's kind of distracting. So I'm going to roll this in and I'm going to see how much use I get out of it over the next month. If I don't like using it, I'm going to, in that time, hopefully find some more mini perfumes to use to roll in, because I don't have much confidence that I'm going to use this comfortably over the next few months because we're going into the warmer weather. This is quite a heavy scent and I don't like heavy scents, especially in the warmer weather. So I'm going to see how I go with this, but I'm not committed to using it up before I roll something else in, because I don't think it really suits what I like right now, but I want to give it a shot. So that's what I'm doing with this. I used up my NARS tinted lip balm. So this is the Afterglow lip balm. So I'll have a photo on the screen where I was up to last month, and it is completely done. I've even sort of gouged into it a little bit to access more of the product, but that's completely wound up. So that was easy to use because, again, this is something that I can just chuck on really easily, even in lockdown. So yeah, that is completely done. And I will replace that with a product. I was thinking my Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil. This is in the shade or scent Raspberry. It's a really nice lip oil and it's got a slight tint to it, but I really like the effect on the lips, and it is getting very old, so it's about time that I use it. The good thing about this as well with the clear packaging is I can mark it and take sort of see the progress on that, which is really good. So that's what I'm going to be doing with that one. The next two things I'm not going to replace. So the first one is my Batiste. This is the Eden Dry Shampoo. So I did use this up I think I used it up in a couple of months. And look, I'm in lockdown. I use a lot of dry shampoo. I don't really wash my hair too often, so that was easy to use. Now I do have 3 other dry shampoos, but I'm sort of happy with them and they're fairly new dry shampoos. So I'm not going to roll in another product. I'm not going to roll in another hair product because there's 2 that I'm sort of working on currently at the moment in this project. So because I don't need to sort of rotate through dry shampoos at the moment, I'm just going to take that out. I used up my Wet n Wild Creme Brulee eyeshadow, so you can see it's completely used up. I'll have a shot on the screen of where I was up to last month. Now I had repressed this, so originally this was actually a full eyeshadow. Then I hit pan on it, then it was a ring, and I repressed it into the center. I repressed it quite loosely, so it was easy to pick up quite a lot of product because I found that this eyeshadow was getting quite firm and hard to pick up product. Once I did repress this, it was super easy to use, and you can see I used quite a lot of it. So even though I haven't been using makeup too often, what I do tend to do and what I am doing today is I put my eyeshadow stick on really sort of fast and not much effort, and then I will sort of blend it out with an eyeshadow. And I used to use this one. Now I've gone to my Illamasqua one, so that's how I used up this. Now I won't be replacing that with anything because I do have another eyeshadow. I've got 2 eyeshadows in this project pan, and it's already sort of mid-September, so I don't foresee myself using up another one. So I'm just going to focus on the ones I currently have in my project. All right, this is sort of an honorable mention finished product because it's not completely finished, but I wanted to get this done before I film this video, but it's currently Saturday. My partner's on a walk with my baby, and it is the only opportunity I've had to sort of film this throughout the week. So, and I don't want to wait until next weekend. Let's be real. This is late enough as it is. So my body lotion from QV, even though it's not completely done, I'm going to consider it done for now. So it was up to here when I introduced it last month, and it's now down to here. Now this is probably only 2 applications maybe. So, you know, if I put on my legs and my body, this will be done really quickly. So I'm going to consider this done, and I'm going to roll in a body butter. Now this is actually a body butter that I bought only in the last couple of months, but I don't like the scent of it. It's by Soap and Glory. It's the No Woman No Dry, and I find this to be a little bit musky. So I've used this much of it. So I have used a little bit, but there's still a lot to go. This is going to take me quite some time, which is why I sort of didn't want to wait another month to introduce this, because I want to sort of start focusing on it. It has a sort of floral but sweet fruity scent, but I find on me the fruity scent sort of dissipates fairly quickly, and I'm left with a sort of floral, musky, sweet scent, which I don't like. I like a lot more fresh scents. I like citrus scents. I like sort of bright scents. This is a little bit, lasts a long time, the scent. So if you like that musky sort of heavier scent, you'll like this, but for me, I don't. So I want to use this up as soon as possible, which is why yeah, I want to roll it in. All right, onto the products that I have seen progress on. Last month, I'll put a photo on the screen of where this powder was at. This is where it's at now. So even though I haven't been wearing makeup too often, sometimes I do powder my face just to sort of get rid of some oils, and I can use up powder very quickly. So that is where this one is at. I actually am glad that I'm making some good progress on this because last month when I introduced this, which was, it was almost completely full. I then, after filming this, realized that I have a half used one of these hidden at the back of a drawer. So I've got 2 powders pretty much at this stage that I want to use up. So once I use this up, I'll roll in that half-used one. So yeah, I'm glad I'm making progress there. With my Uemura Skin Perfector Mist, I have been making a little bit of progress. It's slowed down a little bit, so it's down to here. That was it last month. So yeah, it's still going to take me probably till the end of the year to use this up, especially since I haven't really, again, I haven't been doing my makeup at my desk as much as I used to because my baby has naps in that room. So I should actually put this in my everyday basket to remember to use it more. But that's what we're up to. Oh, I've seen some good results on my blush palette from Tarte. So what I'll do is I might zoom in so you can see them better, but look at all that pan happening. I think 2 months ago I repressed these. So I repressed this one, and that one there. And I'm seeing some good results. So let's zoom in. All right, so on the screen, you should see where I was up to last month. I've made a lot of progress on this blush here, which has been repressed. That's pretty thin. So once this starts sort of disappearing, it's gonna move pretty quickly. And I did wanna finish this by this video, but again, I didn't want to have to wait another week to film this, and so I thought I'll just show you the progress here, but that should be done easily in the next week or so. I think I've made a little bit of progress there as well, hopefully, probably only a little bit. Then with the bottom blushes, I have made more progress on this one, and I've made a little bit of progress, hopefully, on that highlighter. I have been targeting this one a lot more, so this one will be the one that I'm targeting after that. All right, while we're here, I may as well show you my bronzer as well. So I've got a bronzer duo, but I'm mainly targeting this side. Hopefully you can see that there is quite a bit of a dent going on in there, and there's sort of like some chunks that have been taken out, which is kind of weird, but you'll see the comparison on the screen. I do use this maybe 3 times a week, so not too often, but when I do use it, I try to go fairly heavy-handed with it, and I'm making some progress. I'm not too sure if you'll see much progress with this eyeshadow, but what I'm starting to try to do is work the way over to the side, so we can start seeing the pan sort of get bigger and bigger, but that's that. Oh, and for reference, this is my Illamasqua eyeshadow in Justify. I do have all the products listed in the description box. Next thing is my Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Stargirl. Hopefully you can see that even though I hit pan on it a few months ago, hopefully you can see that that sort of dip in the middle is getting bigger. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I do use this maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. I am wearing it today just over my stick eyeshadow, so with the Justify eyeshadow in the crease, so that's how I sort of wear it. Speaking of stick eyeshadows, I do have 2 in my project pan. They're both from Laura Mercier. One is the Au Naturel, which I really like, but I haven't actually used in the past month, so I'm not going to talk about that because I've made no progress. The one that I have made progress on is this rose gold one. It's the one I'm currently wearing, so I put it all over the lid, and then I might put that Super Shock Shadow over it lightly or just leave it on its own. Set it with a little bit of eyeshadow in the crease, and I'm good to go. And that's how much I've got left. So we'll have a comparison on the screen of where I was up to last month, but I do know I've made some good progress on this. The base is actually broken a bit on this, so I need to keep making sure it's not gonna wobble and fall out, but I reckon by next month this will be done because there's really not much left. Another stick product that I've been using is this YSL foundation. So I don't know if you'll see too much the progress, but I'll put like a last month and this month sort of before and after type thing on the screen so you can see the progress I've made. But there we go. I'm wearing this lightly today with some powder foundation over it. I've got a pencil liner from Pixi. This is in the shade Matte Mulberry, and I will again have a comparison on the screen where I was up to last month and this month. I have used this quite a few times. I tend to use it in my waterline like I've got today. Sometimes I'll use it to do a little wing, just a, sort of like more subtle sort of color wing. So I do use it, but I don't use it in large quantities. So I have sharpened this maybe once or twice, so I know there's going to be some progress, but not heaps. Then with my brow products, so the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, this is in a light shade. Again, I'll have a photo comparison on the screen so you can see it a bit closer up. I thought I was going to finish this by this video, but didn't quite make it. But I am sure that I should finish this by next month because there's very little to go. which is nice to see. Since that shade, which is shade 2, is too light for me, I do tend to go in with a micro brow pencil and sort of put more definition in. Some days I've been using just this because I know that last month I didn't see much progress. So some days I'll just sit there and just put little like flicks in my brows just to, you know, fill in my brows. Yes, that's what pencils do. So this is the Nabla Brow Define Pencil in Neptune, and I'll have a comparison on the screen where I was up to compared to last month. I do think I'm seeing some good progress. I remember last month, I don't think there was much noticeable progress at all, but I think this month, because I have used it exclusively some days, I think I'm starting to see some progress. Last visual thing that you can see progress on, and then we'll talk about things I need to weigh. I do have my Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. So again, I'm not seeing heaps of progress. I've marked it just under my last mark. So the last few months, it's just pretty much making tiny progress. I pretty much use this again once a week when I'm filming beauty news. So the progress has slowed down dramatically. I would be tempted to take this out of my project, but again, I just want it done. So I don't want to wear full coverage foundation on a daily basis when I'm just hanging around the house looking after a baby. So I don't think I'm going to see heaps of progress on this, but look, there's part of me that wants to take it out of my project because the progress is really, really slow. But there's another part of me going, well, I don't want to put this back in a drawer. And if I take it out, I'll probably get rid of it. So I may as well keep it in. So this will be probably in my project all the rest of the year, just so I can use it up. But that's fine. It is what it is. All right, on to things that need weighing. So we'll talk about base products. This is the Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I mix it with that Hourglass foundation. All right, last month it was at 50.61 grams and now it's around 48.8 grams. So I am seeing a little bit of progress. Again, I use this once a week pretty much with that Hourglass foundation. I would wear it on its own, but the color doesn't suit me, so I can't wear this as like a lower coverage daily thing. I have been wearing my Bare Minerals. This is the Blemish Remedy Powder Foundation. I have been wearing this quite a bit. The limitation to this is I'm finding it really hard to get the product out, so I might end up having to pop this out because I do spend half the time trying to like shake the product out, which is really frustrating, but let's see the progress I've made. All right, so that was at 69.73 grams and now it's about 68.7 grams. So I've used just over a gram of product and this contains only 6 grams. So I think I'm making okay progress, but if you hold it to the side, you can see that it's sort of up to here. So I've still got quite a lot to go. All right, I added in this little primer last month. So this is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright face primer, and I've only used this a handful of times. Realistically, look, I haven't been really wearing primer too much. I've been wearing quite a lot of face oils and sort of heavier moisturizers just because that's what I currently have open. So by the time I'm doing my makeup, it hasn't really sunk in. I feel like I've got like a layer of product on my face. So putting another layer of primer to me just doesn't make that much sense. So I have held off on this a little bit, but let's see the progress. All right, a little bit of progress. It was at 33.72 grams and now it's at about 30.9 grams. So a little bit of progress, which is good. It is a tiny little 15 ml tube. So hopefully I'll start using this a bit more in the next month or two. The product that I currently have on my lips is the Bite Beauty French Press Lip Gloss in Salted Caramel. Now I am starting to see some results because if I swirl this around, the product doesn't go straight back. It doesn't refill completely. So you can see it's starting to empty out a little bit, but I'm not wearing this every day because again, it's quite a thick lip balm and it just gets all over the inside of my mask if I'm going out and about. And because it is tinted and it's quite thick, I don't like to just wear this around the house. I prefer to use a lip balm rather than a lip gloss, because if I'm kissing my baby or something, it does sort of transfer and smear. So this is a product that I have only been using not too often, but I am seeing a little bit of progress on. So that was at 29.14 grams and now I'm at 28.55 grams. So again, very slow going. As soon as I can start going out and about a bit more and not wearing masks, which I can't foresee that happening in the next few months. We will be able to start going out. So from the 28th of September, we can start visiting friends or seeing friends in an outdoor settings within 5 kilometers from our house, up to 5 people in total. So there's very limited ways that we can catch up with people, and that's at the end of the month. So I still feel like we'll be wearing masks when we do that. So I don't think I'm going to be able to, use this in public probably for another like 6 to 8 weeks. So it's going to be very slow going. Pandemics are not good for project pans. That's what I've learned. 2 products that I have been using consistently though, so a pandemic hasn't been able to stop me from using these, is a concealer and a mascara. So I think the 3 items I tend to use just on a daily basis if I'm going to wear a touch of makeup would be a little bit of concealer like under my eyes, around my nose, and mascara and a brow pencil or a brow product. So hopefully I'll see some decent results with these. This one is starting to get quite dry, so I am starting to scoop around the sides and there's really not much product there. So what I'm planning on doing is after this video, I'm going to take the stopper out so I can access more product, and then hopefully by next month this will be done. So that was at 12.21 grams. It's now at 11.5 grams. And I can really see that there's only a little bit of product down here, and I think there's a little bit up there. So as soon as I take the stopper out, I'll be able to move the wand around a lot more, pick up some more product. I might get a little spatula down in there, dig out some product, and we should be done pretty quickly. Oh, and that was the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, but with the Nabla Mascara, I was at 33.46 grams. Now I'm at 32.67 grams. So again, I am getting use out of this Major Pleasure mascara, but it is, it's mascara. It takes a while. All right, onto products that I've seen little to no progress on. Firstly is my MAC Fluidline in Past Twilight. I have used this, but again, I've probably only used it like 3 or 4 times, and with a gel eyeliner, that's not enough usage to see any progress. There's no point me like shining torches in there and trying to get you to see the progress. It is what it is. It's still there. I'm still going to keep it in my project pan. Another product that I haven't marked because I haven't seen any progress on is, or maybe I could mark it realistically, but there's no real point. This is my Kristin S Weightless Shine Leave-In Conditioner. It's been in my project pan pretty much all year, so you can see where it started up there. Now it's right under that last mark, but I sort of thought, look, there's no real point doing another mark directly under the last mark, so I'll mark this next time. Again, I haven't been washing my hair too often, maybe once a week, maximum twice a week, and there is actually a product that I'll talk about soon that I've been putting in my hair after I have a shower, so I haven't been reaching for this too much. Damn those samples. Incorporating samples into this. I'll talk about that in a second. Last 2 things that I haven't really used. So again, because of the mask situation, the pandemic, I have not used this lipstick at all. When I did introduce this a couple months ago, we weren't in lockdown, so I had every intention to use this whenever I left the house. Now, if I leave the house, it just smears all over the inside of my mask. So I'm probably going to take this out next month at my refresh. And I don't know what I want to do with this. This is the Hourglass Vanish Champagne Flash Stick highlighter. It's a really beautiful highlighter. I haven't used it in the last month, but again, the main reason I haven't used this is because I'm trying to use up the Tarte highlighters in that palette first. So I'm really dedicated to using those. I think as soon as I use those up, I will use this a lot more. It's kind of hard layering a lot of highlighters because it sort of looks too bold for the makeup I'm going for these days. So I might hold on to this until those are done. All right, lastly, let's talk about samples. Now I did nearly finish all my samples. So what I have been doing in the last couple of months, instead of introducing more skincare, I've been introducing a bunch of samples that I have kicking around because I cleaned out my bathroom and realized I had quite a lot of samples. And I have been really good at using them up. This month, there's one product that I haven't used up, but every other thing I did. So I used up my blackhead pore strip. This is like that black glue that you end up putting on and then peeling off. I've got a serum from Dermalogica that I used up. I used up 2 Calm Water gels from Dermalogica. These were really nice. I used up 1 Prep and Glow Cleanse, Exfoliate and Hydrate sort of cloth from New Face. Oh, sorry, another water gel. So that was 3. This moisturizer from Cotia, I don't know how to pronounce that, was actually really, really lovely, nice and thick. And then I also used up, no, this wasn't even in my thing. I just used it up, whatever. The thing that I'm struggling with is I used up my Shea Moisture Coconut and Hibiscus Curl Shine Shampoo. So I used this up in, I think, 2 or 3 uses. But I am still working on the Curl Enhancing Smoothie. So this is like a leave-in treatment. It's a big bag. It's a 30 ml sachet. And I've used it maybe 4 times. And I've got the majority of it left. I feel like this is going to last me another maybe 5 washes, which is what stopped me from using as much of this, is that this is quite heavy. I use a pea-sized amount, otherwise it weighs down my hair, and I've got heaps left to go. So this is the one like sample I haven't finished. The rest I have finished. So because I do like seeing the progress on the samples and I still have like a little box of samples to get through, I am going to introduce some more. So the first thing I'm going to introduce is the Frank Body. This is the In Your Dreams Sleep Scrub and Soak. So this is pretty much one use, so I can use this pretty quickly. I'm not going to introduce a hair treatment, obviously, because I'm still going with the last one, but I do have a little shampoo from Kerastase. So this is the Color Radiance Protecting Shampoo. I don't have colored hair. It is a waste for me to use this, but it's also a waste that it's hanging around and it's covered in fluff. So I may as well get some use out of that. I've got 2 sort of sachets of moisturizer from Vanilla Co. So we've got the White Wedding Dream Cream and the White Wedding Sleeping Essence. So one is to use during the day, one is to use during the night, and this would only be like a 1, maybe 2 use sachet, so that should be easy to use. I've got 3 Clinique ID sachets. So this one is for uneven skin texture and this one is for fatigue. So you can see at the back, it's got the gel and then it's got the little serum that you mix in with it. And again, they should be maybe probably 1 use, because to actually open them up, access the product, it's probably only 1 use each. So I've got 3 here. The last things are these 2 little samples, and I've got some more from this brand. So every month I'll try to introduce a couple of more. This is Ultra Derm. So I've got here the Skin Calmer Cleanser. So yeah, it's just a little cleanser, which is good. And then I've got the all-in-one balm. This is an SPF 15 and it's a tinted balm. So this is in the shade Nude. So day moisturizer and a little cleanser that I'll use. So if you are doing a project pan and you're struggling like me because of either lockdown or just like isolation and having to not leave your house too much, adding in samples is actually a really good way to start seeing some progress, even though you're not using full-size products. If you do have a little stash of samples, you can sort of get through most of these in a week or 2. So it is a good way to sort of start incorporating some just products that I was saving for traveling, which is not going to happen for the next year or 2. So I may as well use them up now and free up some space in my cupboard. So yeah, if you are doing a project pan and you're finding it quite hard, throw in things that you can sort of easily use up. All right, so that is my update for September. It is a really hard time to do a project pan, I think, especially if you're in Melbourne, because I heard something, I don't know if this is true or not, but some news source was saying that currently we've got the most strict lockdown laws in the whole world, pretty much. So it's really hard to even have motivation to do your makeup if you're not going to leave the house or do anything. So, you know, and I used to use filming as an excuse to sort of play with makeup last lockdown, but since having a baby, I can't just leisurely spend 45 minutes doing my makeup and just filming every day. I can't do that. So, you know, it is getting harder and harder to do this, but hopefully as lockdown slowly starts to lift over the next 2 or 3 months, my God, it's going to take so long. Hopefully I'll start to see more progress as I go, because it's getting quite difficult. But yeah, if I can just wear mascara every day and a little bit of brow product, I'm happy. I feel like I'm making some progress. And next month I'm hoping to at least get that concealer done, because I've got my eyes on that concealer. I reckon I can get it done, and I can definitely finish that highlighter in that blush palette. So, you know, it's giving me a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel to want to use makeup, which is, look, it's a good excuse to use it in these current circumstances. So I'll take it. So if you're doing a project pan, I wish you all the luck, because I know it's a really hard time. And just remember that a tiny bit of progress is still progress. So even if it's just a bit of progress on a lip balm, good. You're doing a good job. So keep it up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.